So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but,
No, I mean, I signed up
Okay.
as soon as I got it.
okay, that's what I'm checking, because I know we got 16, 2 of which are you and me.
Ready? I'm calling to order this administrative workshop Tuesday, May 21st, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Mary Jo, call the roll, please.
Nidinger,
Here.
Thomas. Thompson,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Penny.
Okay, the first and only item we have on the agenda is the Auditor Selection Committee update. And I'm not sure what the process is, but do we just all have to agree? Oh, there's Jim. Thank God. Somebody knows what's going on. Okay, here we go.
Not too sure about that.
All right, well, you're better than me.
Good morning. Yeah, Carly couldn't be in this morning. But basically, we sent out and requested applications, and I guess we received 4 applications. Basically, what I saw in here, I saw 2 applications. They had their related party. They, I believe, commissioners.
It was 4 applications,
Spouse,
right?
right, and Tom Reed's son also applied. So there were 2 applications, have a little bit of a related party interest. And I had thought we had discussed at the last meeting that we were going to try to avoid that situation. But we do have 2 applications from those. And then we also have 2 other applicants. They're residents of South Pasadena. Looks like they have financial background in like brokerage houses and that type of, I'm not sure what their audit or accounting background, but they probably definitely have worked with accounting firms. So basically, we have to decide on the form of the audit committee. And
Well, let me ask Jan if she knows. Is there anything that disallows us from having family members or relatives on a committee?
I spoke to Julie about this before, and she apologized that she would be here if she could, but she had a personal obligation come up that she just couldn't avoid. If the commission decides to accept the applications of the members, the applicants who are related to commission members, then those commission members can't vote on the selection of the members, and they also can sit on the selection committee.
Okay.
So that should be taken into consideration on the selection of the members of the committee.
And then if whoever is the commissioner on the committee, which probably in that case would be me, I would be precluded from voting as well?
Are you related to any?
No, I'm
of
not
the-
related, but you said that those members of the commission wouldn't be able to vote. But if I was a member of that committee, would I be able to vote
As the
as a
member,
commissioner?
as a member of the selection committee, yes.
I would. Okay. So that would be 3 people.
So if I understand correctly, just using my son as an example, I couldn't vote on him being on the board, but I could vote on her family member to be on the board and vice versa.
Yes, but you also couldn't sit on the.
Right, that's the way it was explained
But
last
what
week
about
when
the
we brought it
final
up.
vote? I mean, that's kind of what
It's
I'm
only
asking.
basically on our voting on the appointment to the committee. After that, it's up to the committee that makes the votes on the audit selection.
Well, yeah, but doesn't the commission have to approve the selection?
The commission
Yes,
would approve it.
You can't take action today, because this is a workshop, so the commission would have to approve the selections. And so as you vote on the applicants, if you're related to one of them, you
You
couldn't
abstain.
vote. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then if one, let's say for instance, as the example, if your son was chosen, then you couldn't sit on the selection committee as the member of the commission.
That's right, I understood that.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
that makes
so
sense.
we're
But I can vote on the appointment of the entire committee at the commission meeting, not, because we're gonna select individuals today for it. Then the whole thing will go before the commission, and I can vote on that, and so can Linda, as a whole
And that's
commission.
about as clear as mud, huh? I mean, that's the, see, I guess what we were, let's just assume that
Or
we.
even if I can't, okay, I get that.
All right,
Okay.
well, let's just assume that there's 4 people on there plus a member of the commission, which would be 5, which you'd want an odd number anyway, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So if we decide on all 5 today, are they allowed to be a part of that, or is Ben and I the only ones that can vote on that?
Right, well, no action can be taken today because you're at a workshop, so your decisions
This
are
is
gonna
just a
be.
recommendation to the
This
commission.
is just a discussion about
Okay.
potentially a recommendation.
But I mean, is it Ben and I that are making the discussion and not these 2 if we decide to take their relatives?
That action would be taken when you're sitting as the commission in a commission meeting.
Okay,
Today is just the workshop so that you can have the conversation and discussions and talk
Okay.
about the individuals if you'd like.
okay.
But then your voting would happen when you're sitting as the commission in a meeting.
I personally think that all 4 of these
I do too.
are excellent, and we should use them.
I agree.
And unless there's anything not allowing us to do that, I definitely would like to have an odd number.
Agreed.
Well, sorry for interrupting. So the statute says that you have to have a minimum of 3, so that's your odd number as well. Just
Okay,
to-
oh, that's right too. Okay.
We
Well,
are 5.
I
so-
still concur with Ben, that we
Yeah.
put all 4 plus the commission on.
okay.
I'm still kind of unclear if, in the final, because ultimately the audit committee is gonna meet, they're gonna make a recommendation of 3 firms. And then, basically, it has to be approved by the commission. So at that point, can the commissioners vote that have related parties on the audit committee? That's, I think, what they were asking, and I don't know if we got the answer to that, but, and I'm not sure of the answer myself,
So
so.
when the audit selection committee brings their recommendations forward, I would say that you cannot vote on that if you have a family member on that audit selection committee.
So if that's the case, these 2 would be excluded, and it would be the mayor and Ben and myself, and I would be able to vote even though I was on the committee?
Yes,
I
that's
would think so.
yes,
because
that's
the
the way the
statute
statute
You have to
says,
have 1 commissioner
as part of the selection
as the
committee.
chair,
That's right.
And then would be able to vote as a commission member?
I would think.
Okay.
So did that answer your question far as you could?
It's opposite of what I understood. I get that we can't vote on family members to be on the committee, but once they're on the committee, then we can vote on what they recommend. Because they're recommending it as a whole committee, not individuals. Today, we're selecting individuals to be recommended to the commission.
I mean, today you're not selecting, you might be discussing, but
Well,
then
we're
you're,
recommending to the
Yeah.
commission to select
okay,
individuals.
just so that,
Yeah, just, so that's how I understood it. We can't say yes or no on our own family members today, but when the whole thing comes to the commission, and a meeting, then we can vote on the overall recommendation. Because we're not voting for individuals, or we were voting for an entire slate.
I thought you were going to be
Well,
voting.
they're gonna give you 3 of the top audit firms.
Right.
They're gonna rank them, and,
Then you'd have to abstain, I'm sorry for interrupting, you'd have to abstain if you're gonna be for an entire group and your family member is in that group, then you're going to have to abstain from that vote. If you're,
So you and I would have to abstain from whatever recommendations the committee makes.
right, so what you have a commission of 5, then you have 3 that will be voting on this.
Yeah, with 3 voting, that should work.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're all good candidates. I think they all have financial background. I have a financial background. I just think that will be for, really digging in and, trying to get the right firm, either the existing firm or a new firm, whatever it ends up being. So that would be my recommendation. Are they allowed to say anything? I don't know. Oh, my gosh.
We're just
Ben and I
discussing-
like it.
We're just discussing it.
Yeah. So, and then we have to, are we gonna have when is the first meeting supposed to be?
Well, the next step is, you're gonna recommend today, the next step is to actually we wanted to have a special meeting, and Carly had suggested possibly this Friday, May 24th, in the morning, if the commission's available, to formalize that. And then, after that, once you have your committee, you have to have your first meeting, and we were hoping, originally, my original plan, June 4th is what we had planned on, because I was gonna have the commission be the selection committee, and you had a meeting that day, but if we could do something June 3rd, 4th, 5th for the first meeting, it would somewhat keep us on our schedule.
Okay, that would be fine, because I'm out next week, but I will be here the first week of June.
Me too.
So that would be okay. As far as the Friday, is anybody not able to attend that?
You're talking about the 24th?
Yes.
This Friday.
No problem.
No problem.
But now,
Doesn't matter.
do they have to be there for that meeting if their family member is on it? The meeting where we have a special commission meeting and say that we're gonna pick all 5.
They might need to be here because we need a quorum. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I was getting there.
Well, Arthur will be here. I
Yeah.
think he came back today.
And if I could, I know, I cannot be here on Friday, the 24th in the morning. I'll have to check with Julia to see
Julia.
if she can be here.
Okay.
She said she could be here.
Oh, good, we have a new one, that's great. The more the merrier.
I didn't know that you were considering Friday. I would have asked her when I was talking to her this morning.
So everybody can do Friday in the morning? Okay,
Okay,
then it's Friday it is. Are you okay with that?
you're gonna need a city attorney.
I'm trying to expedite as quickly as
Yeah,
we can.
yes, you
Yeah, well, if we do Friday, then we're good to
We
go.
have to have an attorney here.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
She's checking her calendar,
okay.
or somebody's calendar.
I'm checking Julia's calendar.
We would have to make sure Arthur can be here also.
If
I
he's
think
awa-
he's back. I don't think that would be a problem. We can't reach him right now.
If he's over the jet lag,
What?
if he's over the jet lag.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's been seriously on European time for a while.
Yeah,
He's gonna
yeah.
have some serious change up.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure
Great.
if she's gonna be able to answer me at this moment.
Well, we'll leave this for Friday. If it changes, Carly can rearrange and contact everybody again, right? Is that something that you guys can do?
Or
I
could
She
you
has
look
to-
at Mary Jo.
She
What
has-
we had talked about is she has to notice it, so she'll have
Yes.
to know pretty quick. So,
Right.
Will
yeah.
she be back today? She's coming in later, right? I think so. Well, she can probably be reached.
Can I take a 5-minute break and let's see if I can call her?
Sure.
Because I know where she's at.
Okay, 5-minute
That'd
break.
be all right? Thank you, ma'am.
What's the date you're talking about for the special?
24th, Friday,
This Friday.
this Friday.
Can you do that? You only have, don't you have to have a week's notice?
Carly told me we could do Friday.
Not a week, I think she may have to have 72
She,
hours.
but I
I'm
believe
not
they
sure if
probably
it's
have to
48 or
notice it
72.
today
Yeah,
72
or something.
hours, I think is right.
yeah.
Okay, we're back on. And Jan, you had some update for us.
Yes, Jim with Clayton City Attorney, thank you for the indulgence of the break. I wanted to make sure that we would have coverage of an attorney here. I spoke with Julia. She's not gonna be able to be here in the morning, but she said to go ahead and schedule it and notice it, and she will make sure that we have coverage for you so that you can go forward with that meeting and stay on the schedule for the selection.
Perfect. So Friday it is, and do we need to pick a time, like 9 o'clock? What's a good time?
You have to pick a time so you can do your notice.
Oh, we have to pick a time. 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Friday, the 24th.
Here.
Okay.
And you'll have, just checking. And so, and the mayor, you said, will be back so that you would
The
have. your-
only thing that could be a problem, and I think I can get with Carly later on this morning, is the mayor gonna be here? But I believe he came back from his trip, so I'm assuming he'll be available for Friday.
Okay.
But right now, he's either traveling or whatever, but we'll try to reach out to him this morning and
Okay.
see if we can get that done.
All right.
Okay. Any other issues on that, Jim?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and then on Friday, we can pick a date for the first meeting then as well?
Yeah, hopefully we can,
Because I guess one of the things that we'll have to do is, a lot of these people are working.
contact.
So I don't know if it's gonna be morning or evening. We'll have to determine that. Which really is not my favorite, but I'll do whatever we need to do. I wonder if we should reach out, or have Corley reach out to them and see if they, what the preferred time is.
We can't really ask them until we have
That's true,
verified that
that's
they're going to
true.
be on it. That would be getting the cart before the horse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, those are suggested dates. I had passed out a calendar to y'all, and we want it so that the commission can approve it by August 27th. That's the first commission meeting back from break.
And then we can't send,
And then my auditors can get in here before year end if they need to, before September 30th. Sometimes they like to be in before year end for cutoff. I'm not sure that it's a
well, I guess we'll
necessity.
discuss on Friday then.
Well, and when I was chairman of Charter Review Committee, our first organizational meeting, the committee got together and set our own schedule based on what was mutually agreeable to everybody at that first meeting.
Okay,
So, something to consider.
okay.
You'll be there at the first meeting, won't you, Jim?
Well, if we agreed to it on Friday,
Yeah.
then we could set the date for, let's say, the 4th, Tuesday evening or something at 5 o'clock or whatever, 6 o'clock, and then just let it go at that. And
I
that,
mean, I just assumed we'd have to contact the 4 applicants and say, you've been selected, and here's your choices, and we're liable to find out some of them can't do it on those dates, so.
or maybe
so
we
they
just
may
set the
have-
date, they
it's
have to
almost-
be at the first one.
That's what I'm saying, that's how we did
Yeah.
charter review. Here's your first
Yeah.
meeting, we got there, they selected me as chairman, and
Yeah.
then we all
That's
hashed
what
out
we'll
our
do.
schedule.
Yeah.
That's what we'll
And I
do.
think we'll probably have to coordinate with those 4 people, basically.
Right, but I think if we do it in the evening on the first meeting,
Yeah.
that'll be able to make a decision, because there's not much to go over on the first meeting, is there?
I think that's up to the audit committee.
Yeah,
to be honest.
okay.
I mean, in the statute, it kind of spells out the things you have. I'm gonna try to have I have a draft RFP, legal has not looked at it yet. And it's got things that talks about term of contract, and in my RFP, I put 5 years. I put that it could be renewed annually based on CPI. There's some evaluation criteria used. So those are the type of things I think you'll need to discuss, because you may say, no, we don't want a 5-year. They may say, we'd rather see a 3-year, or, So I did it based on other local cities. GFOA recommends 5 years, so that's how I did it. But those are the things the committee needs to look at, so it can be as long or short as they want it to be, so.
Okay,
But, hopefully, in my advisory capacity, I'm gonna give you what I recommend, and then the committee they'll have that document. I think they'll have to look at it. It's 31 pages, so I think they're gonna need time to look at that.
Okay.
But the statute kind of spells out the things that they need to do. Some things that I still have questions about, I put 5 different criteria in there. One of the criteria is compensation, but the statute says compensation cannot be the primary thing to use, and so the committee will need to discuss. Maybe they don't even want to include that when they're evaluating the firms initially. Maybe they don't even want to consider compensation. We have to ask, we're going to ask them to give us a quote, but, you know, we may not even want to use that as a factor, and that's for the audit committee to decide. So I even have some questions about that process, to be honest with you, because the statute spells out that if you do use compensation as a criteria, it can't be the sole reason.
You can't just go for the lowest bidder no matter what.
Right.
But then you have to choose the top-ranked firm based on the audit committee. That's my understanding. And if you don't go with it, you have to have a darn good reason why you did. So, the other thing is to just leave compensation totally out of the picture, choose the firm, and then it says, then the audit committee can give the city to appoint somebody to negotiate the contract price. So there's a lot of things to discuss and to think about for the
So
audit.
we really don't even know how many people are gonna respond to the RFP.
No,
Right.
no.
Could be one or it could be 101.
God.
I'm gonna see some of the responses I deal with.
Yeah, we're hoping we get at least 3, I'm hoping it's not 20.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
So that first meeting, it's just, it probably will be short, but there's probably some things you'll need to
Okay.
discuss, so.
So Friday, we'll meet at 9 o'clock, and then we'll determine we'll either make a recommendation, and then we will set the time and date for the first meeting. Okay, that sound good? All right. Okay, that is, Jim, for you.
Thanks, Jim.
Anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Come on up, chief.
Good morning. Just want to give you a little update on the fire station. We do still expect construction to be done this month. However, 2 things came up. One, we're waiting for a circuit board for the traffic preemption on Huffman and Pasadena. So everything's wired. We're just waiting on one part that would allow us, we'll push a button when a call comes in that will let us control that intersection. So my fear is we don't want to move in until that is complete, right? To run calls with a non-working signal would be dangerous. So we're expecting that July 5th. We do have a meeting set for this morning to see if there's any way that part can be expedited. But right now it's looking like July 5th for that part. So that's when it would be up and running. The second thing is, if you remember, we're going to have 2 monument plaques. One dedicating the fire station to former Mayor Elson, and the other one would be a normal that goes on all city infrastructure. It's going to list the city, the commission, the department heads, etc. So those 2 plaques together will not be done until September. Yeah, so the thought being, do we want to wait on those completed to have our grand opening ceremony? So we would be in the station running, but we would then hold off on any formal ceremony till those are in place and ready to go. So that would put like either September or October. If we wanted to wait till Fire Prevention Week and tie it all into one, we could do that. But that would allow us a couple things. It would allow us to get in the station, start running calls, work all the kinks out before we have the grand opening. I did speak with my commissioner, Vice Mayor Neininger. Carly did speak one-on-one with Mayor Penny and talk to me. There did not seem to be interest in doing the ceremony before those plaques are in place.
I agree,
Okay.
particularly on the one honoring former
Honoring
mayors.
Max, yeah.
The rest of us, I could care less about.
After July the 5th, if the board arrives and they can wire it in and everything works.
Yes, sir.
And then it's like a soft start, and then you'll have the big shindig in
Correct.
September. Okay.
We're also, Velocity IQ is working. They're giving us Friday updates. That's really the two things. We're waiting on the concrete pad to be finished. You see all the curb work and sidewalk work on Pasadena being completed. Once that passes inspection with FDOT, they'll tie in the apparatus ramp to that curbing. The inside of the station, everything's done. They've done their deep clean. So we'll be there today looking around, doing a punch list. So with the exception of a little bit of concrete, the IT finalization, getting all the hardware in and getting connected to the city servers, and then that one part for the traffic signalization, that will wrap up the project. Well, and then the plaques, right? So we put in the order 30 days ago, and we did not realize that it was gonna take this long to create the
You know,
bronze
I was,
plaques.
yesterday I was out and the traffic was backed up to Publix with the bridge up. Are they gonna have to hit that button before, like if you have a situation, I'm just wondering how in the world they're gonna get out?
Well, remember, even in that situation, traffic should not be parked in the intersection.
Let's hope.
Yeah. And,
There's a way to move them.
You know, in some cities, if you park in the intersection when the lights, they'll give
Yeah,
you a
right,
ticket
that's true.
down in Sarasota,
Because
Bradenton area.
it's, you know, and if they hit it right before they leave, right, isn't that, do they have to physically go and hit the one on the wall there?
yeah, so you'll, on both doors that go to the apparatus bay, we have two exits from the station to the apparatus bay. There's signalization buttons at each one. It's pretty big, yeah.
It's a big
I
red
saw
button,
it,
right?
yeah, and I saw
Okay,
it,
yeah.
yeah. I always thought it was on the truck for some reason.
No, that's if you choose like a wireless, like a Opticom, but this is good because as you're walking to the truck, it's already putting the cycle through, so,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it turns red, all three directions except the green that will be turning out. So the thought is if you hit it right away, you even let the traffic that's backed up there on Huffman.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, clear out. No, I think that's good, that way we can really plan a really nice event. And, because actually the guys won't even be in there until the end of June, right, pretty much?
Well, now it's gonna be when that
Oh, it has to
circuit
be for
board
that,
arrives,
right?
yeah.
So I think it's better to get everybody moving.
Get the kinks
Check
out.
out, yeah, all the
Yeah.
kinks, everything you have, and we'll have a really fantastic opening after that.
So yeah, think about that then, if you would like a September or as soon as they arrive, or do we wanna, my thought is October, you sometimes get a little reprieve from the heat.
What I was thinking.
And we
Yeah.
could also tie it into Fire Prevention Week.
When is that, do you know?
Well, it's October.
I like that, that's pretty cool.
I do
Yeah.
too,
Grand
I do
opening
too.
and Fire Prevention Week,
Yeah.
chance of possibility of some
In cooler weather.
break from the heat.
October 12th. October 6th through 12th.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That
So
would
it'll
be
the
perfect.
second week of October.
Yeah, great.
I don't see the theme out this year yet, but I'll let you know as soon as we.
So we're talking potentially the week of the fourth, or that weekend even, that Saturday, is it something we do in a week? We're not setting a date now, I know, but
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so we would have any time that week to do it.
Well, we planning to do it on a Saturday? Saturday?
We weren't originally, but you guys let us know. We're flexible to whichever you think would get the most interest from the public and, you know, make it a big to-do.
Probably, yeah. Okay. Good, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
Thank you.
Everybody right? Good with it?
Sounds good.
Anybody else have anything for the, nothing? Wow. Okay, good job. Anything, ladies, are we good? Okay, I will adjourn the meeting.
Give me my glasses.
I got mine on and I'm reaching for yours.
You just want it all.
Yes, I do.
That you spit on as they try to change their world.
The day before holiday weekend, though, why did they do that?
Because it was the only option. Well, we picked the latest one in the month in order to ensure that we could tour the fire station.